Can I talk about the Oscars and films now in a smooth transition away from the horror that's taking place in this country,
N-
specifically
I-
Minneapolis, without still maintaining my extreme outrage that U.S. citizens are being shot by federal agents on an alarmingly regular basis now?
I would like to table the Oscar discussion till later, um, and go back. This is an answer to Mike's question. What can we do?
What happens when three high school friends reunite during a Trump apocalypse? I'll tell you what happens. They do a podcast, little buddy.
Oh no, I went boom boom in my big boy pants.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I got to know what Mike's shirt is.
We got Mork and Mindy today.
Look at that.
Why is it tie dye?
It's like,
Why is it
Yeah.
tie-dyed?
Yeah.
It-
'Cause I chose it to be like that. I pictured, Mork wearing tie-dyed shirts. I chose the color, the
Okay.
pattern.
I don't know that he did wear.
I just don't even know why they're. Yeah, I don't know why they're offering tie dye. Like,
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Did he never wear tie-dye?
That wasn't really
wore-
Hawaiian
he had
shirts.
rainbow suspenders.
Yep, rainbow and Hawaiian shirts.
I think what happened was I confused the rainbow suspenders with tie-dyed and chose this because I picked out a bunch of
Retro.
Gen X type themed
Yeah.
shirts and
But like
still have a few you haven't seen.
someone made that shirt that way. Like you didn't do that. So
No,
someone
I mean,
else was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking.
But-
I was just there to buy it.
Be like if I was wearing a What's Happening shirt that was like an Izod. You guys would be like, why is What's Happening an Izod? You know?
I'm trying to think of another example of that. It's like the A-team on your dress shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that tracks too. Or like a
But it's not
a
funny.
Dallas themed wife beater, It's just something that just doesn't fit.
A
Looks
Barney
like
Miller
we got our
Scrubs
next
top.
What did you say, Dave? I missed the first part.
Barney Miller Scrubs top.
Yes.
I think we got our next improv
Yeah, there you
game
go.
There we
for,
go.
for our next game night. That's hilarious.
You've got to laugh in these crazy times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause the
otherwise
rest of
you'd
this-
be crying.
The rest of this
seems
ain't gonna
like
be
just
funny.
It just seems like last week we were talking about a civilian shooting in Minneapolis where somebody died at the hands of federal ICE agents. And Christ, boys, here we are again
Yeah.
without much time lapse, and it's someone else.
Right.
Mr. Alex Pretty.
Yes. I want to first jump back to our show in the wake of Charlie Kirk,
Okay.
where Mike, I remember this distinctly because I bit my tongue, but Mike had said, like, all three of us here, we abhor violence in any form. And it was in any form where I was like, I don't know about that. But I didn't want to start like a whole pro-violence thing in such a
No, I would
tempestuous-
happily walk that back myself.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess generally speaking, we don't want to reach for violence as the solution.
not a
Certainly
not
the
a
first
first
solution
resort.
to a problem.
Yeah.
But there are absolutely situations where violence is called for. Would you care to elaborate, Dave, what you were thinking in particular?
Well, I think we're at the point where we cannot rely on the law, we cannot rely on the courts or anything, that we have to go vigilante. And I'm not saying that it has to be like snipers in the streets or anything like that, but I think the tactics need to go beyond protest. I think we're getting close to a point where the violence is going to start. And the question is, when? Are we there yet, or when? When must we?
The retaliation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even retaliation, but defense, self-defense.
Right. I mean, this guy
I'm not saying.
had a gun. Like,
Yeah, but he didn't use it.
right. I'm just saying, like, what more self-defense than that? I mean, the guy had a gun. He was just responsible with it.
I guess more self-defense than that would be all the other protesters having a gun and opening fire on ICE when they opened fire on an innocent civilian. Perhaps, Tim Walz just deployed the National Guard. What's that going to look like? Are they going to start, using their weapons against ICE in supporting the police and the citizens?
It's kind of interesting.
What's going to happen?
That the police are not the villains in this particular scenario. They were told to stand down from the investigation after the murder. Stephen Miller is telling them to back off and what did he say? Surrender. Like, we're not talking about the Minneapolis Police Department. We're talking about the militia that Trump is flying in from, who knows where.
Right.
So I think, like, first off, I don't advocate for violence, and I don't advocate anyone start shooting ICE agents. They are deplorable shitheads. But But
what if that ICE agent is using extra legal efforts to come after you when you're a citizen with rights? The Arizona Attorney General yesterday said that stand your ground laws will protect citizens from an approaching ICE agent.
Right.
If you have a person threatening you, coming up to you armed and in a mask, then you have the right to protect yourself and stand your ground. And she is openly saying you can defend yourself against ICE agents.
Yeah.
The FBI released something that said there are criminals, just opportunistic criminals who are suiting up to look like ICE,
right,
wearing camo,
right.
Whatever, things that look like bulletproof vests. They put the masks on, and they're just using that for their own personal ends to abduct people, to rape women, to that's happening.
It's not hard when
it's
your
not like
uniform is just like a hodgepodge of like Halloween store shit.
Well, that's the thing. So if the FBI is telling you that there are criminals out there that are completely indistinguishable from ICE,
right,
then even in places where you are not in a stand your ground, if somebody who is approaching you that looks just like that and it looks like they mean to do harm, you can shoot back or shoot first even. These are all things that are going on.
Well, I find it interesting that the law enforcement, that like the official law enforcement of the states are now, or even the National Guard, are potentially pitting against this militia force that Trump is, sending in by Homeland Security's mandate, because that could be something of like a civil war. Like we've talked before, like how do you?
That's like, that's what a civil war looks like.
That's what it looks like.
It's when you have state or regional militias versus federal militias.
Right, I remember a while back we were like, I was joking, like, what does a civil war look like in these days? Like, you're gonna attack the third house on the right because they're MAGA and you're liberal, or how does it work when there's no north and south? But certainly federal versus state, that is potentially a battleground. I don't want to see it come to that, and I also am worried that we're sort of passing the point of no return because they're starting to murder U.S. citizens. It's not even like illegal.
We have passed the point of no return. We have passed the point of no return.
Yeah,
and we can all stop disclaiming that we don't want to see it come to that, because we didn't want to see it come to that, but we're there.
Right.
It's that
we did a deep dive into the Renee Good shooting, and our viewers can look at that video if they want. But I just want to talk for starters about the details of the shooting to see if we're all on the same page with what we've seen and what we think is real and what we think is not. So I saw footage on X of the Alex Pretty shooting.
Twitter.
And okay, thanks. And I described the Renee Good shooting as somewhat ambiguous. I think it absolutely needs to be investigated, and we discussed whether or not it was ambiguous. I did not see an ambiguous shooting here. I saw a guy who was on the ground, being held down, and it looks like they found a gun on him, And it looks like that was, in one guy's mind, enough justification to start opening fire.
Wait, after
he reached for his
they
gun.
took the gun away
Yeah,
from
after
him.
they took the gun.
He was disarmed, and then they shot him.
Exactly. And there were 3 shots fired, I think from 2 different people before he stopped moving. And then I counted an additional 7 shots fired.
10 total.
Into a corpse at that
I
point.
think helpful to bring up that the actions that sort of happened before they were on a pile on top of him was
please.
One of these ice guys pushed a woman over, and Mr. Pretty came over to defend said woman who had just been thrown violently to the ground, and that was the impetus of the pile-on by this group of 6 or 7 or 8, I don't know how many, ice agents that then started to tackle and push this guy to the ground. And one of those ice agents was sort of standing
They pepper sprayed him too.
Yes,
before
they
they
did
threw him
pepper
down,
spray
he
him.
was pepper sprayed.
And one of those ice agents was watching the sort of pile, locked in on the fact that there was a gun on this guy's holster, and you see him go in, grab the gun, and remove it. This is before any shots were fired. So then
That's right.
So then this just becomes a case of an execution, where this guy was executed for having had a gun in a state where you're allowed to open carry. He had a license for it. That's some of the irony we're seeing now, is that the kind of MAGA NRA right are like not upset about this. This is exactly what they were warning us for.
No,
they've been like, why was he concealed carrying to begin with?
Right.
Like the Second Amendment people.
Well, let's look up all his past lovers and see what dirt we can dig up on them to see what kind of awful people they were.
I just need to backtrack real quick. When he got in between the ice agents and the woman, he had his hand up. The other hand was holding his phone.
Yeah, he's holding a phone, right?
Yes, that's clearly seen. That is clearly
Jeremy,
seen.
I thought of you.
Yeah, the cop blockers.
He was shooting in landscape.
Another reason
I was like, that guy's a fucking hero.
Yeah, he's a filmmaker. I thought you thought of me because I had a brief moment in my life in New Hampshire. Where
I saw he was shooting a landscape, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell Jeremy this.
That's funny.
But
I followed a group of guys around in New Hampshire who filmed police interactions. They were called cop blockers, but they were like right-wing libertarians who didn't want authority to step in and infringe on their Second Amendment rights or their First Amendment rights. Yeah.
I would love for you to follow up with those guys and see how many of them joined ICE.
I bet you that they were Proud Boy adjacent in their ideologies, just like pushed so far beyond libertarianism into this kind of like further alt-right existence that you like lose sight of what you were fighting about in the first place.
Yeah. Alex Pretty happens to look a lot like somebody I work with.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, I don't know, it seems silly, but it just kind of hits closer to home. I don't know if it's the circumstances of the shooting or just that this guy, he wasn't even really instigating or talking shit the way Renee Good's partner was.
Right.
And I'm not saying that justifies the shooting in any case, but I mean, this is
ICU nurse.
This is inexcusable. This is inexcusable. The ICE agents, we literally said this in the video, that there would be more shootings. And here you go. It didn't take long. And this is what happens when you give $50,000 signing bonuses, you try to recruit Proud Boys, and you minimize training. Guess what? They don't know how to de-escalate situations.
They're not trained to.
They reach for their guns.
They don't want them to
and they
de-escalate.
open fire.
It took 8 of them.
By the way, I want to go back to the shot. I want to go back to that shot that was fired, that first shot. So there's a video, and I can share it here if you guys want to see it. Someone took the pink jacket lady's video,
right,
which had a nice close up.
Yeah, she was the closest.
And used image stabilization.
I saw that.
So it's not so bouncy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did it in slow mo, and it's hard to tell like how long after it was that the gun was removed from Alex. Like they took the gun. But what you clearly see is the first guy who opened fire. He just reaches into his holster, takes out his gun, and shoots the man in the back.
Yeah.
in the back, in the
Yeah.
center of the back.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, terrible.
So
What the fuck is that?
It's like an assassination style. That's what it is.
yeah.
You expect this
And
behavior.
then that's followed by 9 additional shots.
You expect this.
7 of which, by my count, came after the body stopped moving.
Right.
Right.
Come on, America.
You expect this behavior
What the
from like
fuck?
Nazis or mafia, not law enforcement.
Well, it's funny you
part
should
of an
say that.
intentional...
It's funny you should
Go
say
ahead,
that
Dave.
because I want to share this amazing comparison.
I think I saw this one.
Uh,
I know what you're going to show. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
well, then we'll take Mike's
Holy
reaction.
shit.
just terrible.
Yeah. So
Wow, I haven't seen that.
we are
That's
there. We are
sickening.
there.
And,
Like we're not.
you
It's
know-
no longer hypothetical. We're there, and
yeah. And the administration continues to systematically desensitize the population to these types of events.
And then gaslight.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
And then gaslight.
It's extraordinary. It's like, it's one thing. It's, infuriating to watch a citizen assassinated on the streets of America. It's beyond like anything I've experienced in my life to see then officials coming on TV to gaslight about it, to say that the guy was brandishing a gun, or to say that he was
Gaslighting
Yeah.
after Renee Good shooting was sickening.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the gaslighting is going to look like
They
here.
came-
Because
well, they're already
Yeah, they
gaslighting.
already did. They were doing it 10 minutes after the murder. That, as a matter of fact, an hour after this shooting, they were already on TV with their official narrative before an investigation, before videos had come out to show every angle.
what was that official narrative?
That this guy
Jeremy?
came to the scene with intention to mass murder police officers with a weapon that Christy Noam said he was brandishing. Nobody sees this guy brandishing on any video in any angle, and that's
No.
why they had to kill him in order to protect the law enforcement agents of ICE from harm. And that's just not evident in any of these videos.
No, that's
So if you're gonna
complete fabrication.
If you're going to
of
send
reality.
your top people on TV, and I'm not talking like, these like surrogates on CNN who get paid to like be Trump assholes. I'm talking about Greg Bovino, who's the commander of ICE, Christy Noam, who's the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Stephen Miller, by way of his Twitter account, essentially within an hour saying that this guy was a domestic terrorist. That's a distinction that they've determined without an investigation, without knowing his ideology, without knowing anything about him, and that he had come with this gun, which they put a picture of online that is not the gun. It's like a Reddit snap of some gun that is the kind of gun. It's just crazy. That to me is even crazier than the shooting.
The immediate attempt to other the victim is astonishing. It's just pure Orwellian bullshit. And it's freaking me out, boys. I don't know what I'm
Guy
going to
was
do.
an ICU
Well,
nurse. Did
here's-
you know that?
At the VA,
Yeah,
No.
for veterans.
At
ICU
the VA.
Yeah.
for veterans.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Um,
Holy bananas.
so again, I pose the question: what can be done short of fighting back?
I mean, there are a few
Peaceful protests.
there's a few short-term things that have to be done, and then there's
Are
probably
you being ironic, Mike?
Maybe.
Okay.
It was the first thing that came to mind, and I said
I
it.
mean,
Okay.
And it's
we have not
I
seen
didn't censor
hold on,
it.
we have not seen
So I was like, let's put it out
a
there.
protest that shuts the country down. Like when do we hit the button on national strike where all of a sudden
Right.
everything that's in the agenda of these fools is shut down because the common citizen is like, fuck this. I will not be shot on the streets. I will not be
Right.
doing my job today at the bank or at the airport or at the,
Yeah.
doing
or I will not be picking up garbage. I will not be protecting the streets.
national
of
That
the
has to
city.
go on. That has to go on indefinitely. That can't just be one day.
No,
It
it's
can't
not
be a
one day.
stunt.
that has to be until the problem is stopped.
Okay, and then so when we do that, how do we eat? How do we get our food? How do we get our utilities? You know,
I'm coming to your house because you're usually good with food. You probably
I mean that's a good good plan.
you buddy up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The point is that when the national strike, or if a national strike happens and everything shuts down, people still need shit.
Yeah.
Because we live in this capitalist society that,
Yeah.
you
And the
know,
people that will suffer the most logistically will continue to be the poor and underserved,
right.
and people that really can't afford to prepare or stock up, if that's what it takes to ride out such a an event. I
Let
don't
me,
know. That's
let
an
me,
interesting idea.
let me ask you this. Target, which is based in Minnesota and is allowing Bovino and crew to use their facilities both as like a warm up and washing station and to just like have free reign on their employees that may or may not be illegal. Can we start
But in
looting
their
Target during the strike?
wait, those big ass parking lots that they always have, they're setting up like trailers for the federales there. Is
They're
that what's
setting up
going
in
on
the
at
parking
Target?
lots, but they're also allowed to go in. They can use the bathroom. They can do, like they can wash up. They've been just like walking
They get
around,
a
like harassing
snack.
employees. Oh, you look brown. Are you a citizen?
Wow.
Like there's so much complicity, and
Yeah.
we cannot rely on the law. The law cannot save us because the top of the law pyramid is what is causing all this.
Yeah.
The
As a theoretical discussion, Dave, I'm intrigued, and
I'm just
perhaps
asking questions.
may have never been as tempted by the concept of anarchy as I am right now.
There was just like a week or two ago that 7 Democrats voted in favor of funding ICE in the Congress.
I do know that.
Like,
I do know that.
Thankfully, the
I forgot
bill
who those. I forgot who those
assholes.
representatives were.
The bill has not been passed yet because it has to go through the Senate. And now, there's maybe greater cause to sort of shut that bill down. But like, it's hard to imagine that they don't have funding sources, other than the government, like privately wealthy dickheads that are willing to, fund ICE to the tune of millions, if for some reason Congress decided to get funny.
Well, then let's talk about the Board of Peace.
The Board of Peace.
The Board of
my
Peace.
God.
Nearly half of the members of the Board of Peace are from countries that are not allowed to travel here. And per Trump's own ban. And to get a seat on the Board of Peace cost $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
So where's that money going?
The price of admission. Well, that's, I assume, would be the buy-in for having a seat at the table.
Right.
And presumably some portion of the collective ante or buy-in would be used to fund the projects in Gaza.
Trump's being kind of funny with where that money is going. But I should say I did write a song called Board of Peace, Bored, about said movement and organization, starring Putin, Lukashenko, and Viktor Orban alongside Trump. This was before Netanyahu and others joined also. I'm sad to say Netanyahu has dragged Israel into the Board of Peace. But yeah, it's like an alternative to NATO is what Trump was trying to go for. And it has like the smell of, like, remember the old Batman when they had the Joker, the Penguin, and the Riddler had their own like little
right. Yes.
They had their little powwow.
Oh, what was that called? They called themselves some great name with an acronym.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember the visual. Gosh, I like that old 60s Batman.
Oh, that was the best. The Adam West
Yeah, the Adam
Batman.
West Batman was just
I love when they're climbing up buildings and it's just, the 90-degree tilt angle.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun shtick in there.
Biff, pow, boff.
But
it's good stuff.
yeah,
they were the United Underworld.
Sounds like a brand of undergarment.
Sounds almost as legitimate as the Board of Peace, to be honest. But yeah, there's like funny
Oh, my
money
God.
situations that Donald Trump has aligned himself. His Middle Eastern dealings with Jared Kushner. Who knows where the monies are going? This tariff shelf he keeps talking about that's accruing money from these tariff deals. There's a lot of quid pro quo internationally where there's no accountability at all in terms of where this money is going or coming from or how it's being regulated. I mean,
Or who's making money on
and he's
it?
throwing so
Nope,
much.
it's a free for
He's
all.
throwing so much shit up at the ceiling that no one can focus on any one thing long enough. And we really should be focused on the Epstein files, which haven't been released, even though they were supposed to a month ago. But like, we're not talking about that.
Everything is a distraction from the Epstein files.
And I think
that's the beauty of flooding the zone.
I think it is the reason. I think this guy's probably, as guilty as sin with regard to Epstein's, child rape, and the fact that he doesn't want that to come out because that could ruin him. He's just gonna take us to war in Venezuela. He's gonna murder his own citizens here in the States, and like who knows what
and
else.
If that's not enough, we'll go to war with Iran. How about
or
that?
invade
Jar?
Greenland.
We could do that.
And I ran. Will bomb Iran too. Is now the time to bring up the wooden tent peg?
Wooden tent peg.
You know what that is?
Oh, am I the only one who heard this disturbing shit?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So remember we were talking about Sasha Riley, the formerly trafficked kid who then became an Iraq war veteran. And he has all these interviews. One of the anecdotes from his interview was in an act of self-defense from being tortured, perhaps raped. I didn't hear the whole thing. I just read the summation. But he said that he jammed a wooden tent peg up Donald Trump's butthole. And that is why he is incontinent today.
Yes, I did read that. I forgot what the mechanism was. I didn't retain wooden tent pole, but I did read that delightful little aside.
I'm not commenting on the veracity or not the veracity.
It's the comedy.
All I'm saying is, well, there's the comedy of it all, but all I'm saying is I think the only thing Trump doesn't want to get out there is that he fucked a man kid, like a male child, a masculine child. I bet he's fine.
He doesn't want the gay stuff.
He doesn't want the gay stuff.
Yeah,
porn star stuff is fine.
No,
that could be all over TV.
12-year-old girl, fine. 12-year-old boy, oh, what am I, some kind of pervert?
Hey,
that's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, gay Trump would be a whole different paradigm for us. I don't know. No one is like ever really, making gay Trump memes and gay Trump this and that, right? I mean, that'd be something new.
No, though SNL on their recent show implied perhaps that J.D. Vance was gay.
Yeah.
Which was kind of fun. I think that's long overdue.
In addition to his,
they're also
continue to mock that sad man until the end of time.
Although
there also is a gay man who reads Donald Trump quotes as a gay man, and they sound very gay and bitchy. It's pretty funny.
Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to me. I would think that. If I were him, I'd want to speak to me, and maybe he's already called. You'd have to ask him whether or not he's already called. But I'd have no problem with it. Well, I don't want to say that, but I would imagine he'd want to talk to me.
Well, of course they sound bitchy.
Yeah.
He's the queen bitch.
Yeah. Not that gay is a pejorative or gay is a negative. It's just.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course not.
It's what Donald Trump would think.
Yes.
Right.
So that would be the embarrassment on him.
So Dave, you were actually talking about real ideas for like what could we do? I find that fascinating, if not just to talk about, if not actually do, because some of that stuff sounds really I don't know. That is the ultimate power that the people have. The people must be heard. People must speak. What can the people do, Dave? What can we do?
I am still a little too angry about everything, so I'm still on the fuck shit up stage. So I'm sitting on my hands during that. But you know what? I should find a link. I saw this great sort of description of what's going down in Minnesota and the ways in which they're organizing and just sort of decentralizing this movement. And I think let me find this. Hang on a second. I know where it is.
A few minutes later,
This is an answer to Mike's question. What can we do? Like, there's this little thread of what people are doing in Minnesota, and I think we can learn from it. All right. First thing this morning, I saw cars following an ICE vehicle down the street, honking at it. Later, we didn't drive more than 3 blocks before we found people defending a child care facility. Half the street corners around here have people from every walk of life, including Republicans, standing guard to watch for suspicious vehicles, which are reported to a robust and entirely decentralized network that tracks ICE vehicles and mobilizes responders. I've been actively involved in protest movements for 24 years. I've never seen anything approaching this scale. Minneapolis is not accepting what's happening here. It's a leaderless movement. There are a few basic skills involved, and people are teaching each other those skills, and people are collectively refining them. What I'm saying, gentlemen, and this is not a thing that I say lightly, because you know I hate people, but we need to work together.
We do need to work together, and I'm impressed and proud of my fellow citizens who unite and stand up against what's blatantly wrong.
Yes.
You know, when it's wrong, it's wrong.
I think
there's no two ways about it.
So to answer your question, I think we need to mimic what is happening in Minnesota everywhere that ICE shows up. I am like ready to take to the streets myself if they show up here. And and I don't think anyone should just go out there with the assumption that they're engaging in peaceful protest. They need to go out there knowing they're putting themselves in danger and adorning themselves as appropriate.
That text you put up, the person who was speaking said that ICE is terrified of being deployed into these cities where they're going. Can you imagine being an officer or an NCO in an ICE unit? Like, what kind of motivational pep talk do you give your guys before, on the way they're flying in? Or
it's got to be money related. It's got to be like, guys, I need this paycheck. All of you know about the bonuses that Mr. Trump is offering us. Just stay the line. That's got to be. There's no ideological bent.
Yeah. Did you all hear the specifics on the bonuses, by the way?
What?
I just learned this. So the $50,000 signing bonus is attached to a 5-year contract. They get $10,000 a couple months after they've signed on and go through the training. And once they're deployed, they get their first 10 grand. Then they get additional 10 grand each year that they serve of the 5-year contract. And if at any point before the 5 years they quit, they got to pay it all back.
Really?
Yeah. So these dudes who took their $10,000 and bought stupid big trucks with them.
Yeah.
Or guns.
They're gone. The money's gone. It's spent.
Yeah.
Now they have to keep working.
Even if they have even if they have a change of heart, even if they're like exhausted, they're tired of being screamed at every day and being told what a fucking fascist they are. They could still, they might even change their mind. They just don't want to be treated that way every day. They can't leave.
A friend of mine from Chicago recently described to me her observations of people protesting an ICE deployment, and what she said was that people were yelling and cursing, and they had their phones out, and they were proclaiming that they had a right to observe, and that was going on. One of the officers took his gun out and pointed it at the protesters in an effort to quiet them down. This is not something you're going to read about in any paper because the situation didn't escalate to the point where it would make it to the paper.
I saw an example of that.
The fact that these guys are pulling guns on protesters as a tool for crowd control.
I saw another example, Mike.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Similar to what you're describing. The guy put the protester's name on a domestic terrorist watch list as his way of deterring the protest. Like, oh, now I've put you on this domestic terrorist watch list. Like, that's another weapon in their arsenal. I mean, that you don't want to,
Yeah.
and then you go to try to fly somewhere and forget it. Worse.
Or not
You're
even
talking
that.
about-
How about you get shot somewhere? People are
Right.
going to say, "Oh, he was on a domestic terrorist list."
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. This
Forget
domestic
about
terrorist
flying
watch
to
list.
Orlando, dude. You gotta fucking make it home alive in 2026. Jesus, guys.
Did you guys see the Pam Bondi letter?
No, but I saw that video clip you sent. Very
Oh, I forgot to watch that.
humbly looking Pam
I ended up
Bondi.
putting
I
that-
have never seen Pam.
I put that clip.
AI'd up,
on.
I
so-
sent you guys a clip of Pam Bondi that I thought was too hot for AI funnies, and then I ended up putting it into AI funny anyway, so everyone can watch it. It's in the whatever the latest Storm
It was
video.
it was
I did.
worth sharing.
Yeah,
All right, I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now. I haven't seen it
It
yet.
was worth sharing.
but while you're watching Pam Bondi's greater
Oh,
asset,
yeah.
let me call up this little gem. This is a letter she sent the officials in Minneapolis, which is pretty telling. You see it now in front of you. She's essentially saying that ICE will pull out of Minneapolis if the government hands over the voter data.
I heard that she was asking for the voter data. I didn't know that this was a quid pro quo kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? They've made some sort of rational case that this voter data is like the smoking gun to, solving the riddle of Trump's, stolen election Scooby-Doo mystery from 4 years ago. But really, it's part of this kind of like systematic Trump plan of having his little dirty mitts in control of every facet of our elections. Statewide election data should not be going to Donald Trump. He's not trustable.
No.
And to have that as a leverage against pulling your militia out of the state, like, what is that? That's like mafia.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's gangster tactics that
Yeah,
Trump is famous for, and openly
Nice city you got
wields.
here. Be a shame if something happened to it.
And like Pam,
Yeah, we wouldn't want any more of your citizens getting accidentally shot by federal officers.
and Pam Bondi,
would we?
Pam Bondi is happily sending these threat letters. Like, remember the hubbubaloo about Bill Clinton meeting the DOJ and a tarmac, on an airplane? That was considered, like a crisis. This is the DOJ sending like a threatening letter on behalf of Trump about the voting data.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Things a transaction. And when you hold all the cards and the power, you try to use those levers to get as much as you want and leverage your leverage to get maximum returns. It's just naked and unabashed, and it's out there for all of us to see and suck on. And brother, it does suck. It really sucks. I am very unhappy with what I see going on.
You know who Matt Walsh is?
Yeah.
He's like pretty awful. Read this comment. Can you see that in front of you? This is
Yeah.
what we're up.
Yeah,
up
if you
against.
dress up, if you dress up in your militia costume, arm yourself, and then go out into the street with the express intent of interfering with law enforcement, and then fight back when they try to arrest you, and then you end up dead, you only have yourself to blame for that whole series of deliberate and insanely idiotic decisions.
Okay, what happens if you don't dress up and you just go out to observe and try and protect a lady who was like thrown into the snow?
You probably don't have to go too far back in Matt Walsh's like Twitter feed to find him, championing and cheerleading the January 6th insurrection. That's what's like
Right.
wacko, about these kinds of people. And they're all performative. Like that guy's performative. He's getting click money on Twitter, probably on YouTube or whatever other platform he's on. And that's, it just behooves them. It's like Megyn Kelly, who used to be a mainstream Fox News anchor. She's spun into this like weird alt-right kind of bizarro universe where she makes outrageous pro-Trump, anything left comments on the social medias and probably makes a clean fortune doing it and is only encouraged by money. Wouldn't you like to meet Matt Walsh? Wouldn't you like to meet? No,
No.
I mean like in one of these scenarios you're talking about, where we're in a civil war, like in the alley,
Oh,
like with a musket.
I'd say to him, "Are you an American? What kind of American?"
what
You
was
guys
that
see
from
that?
again?
That was from Civil War,
Oh,
the movie
okay.
Civil War, which I thought was actually much better than I
I didn't see
expected.
it.
I expected it to be a bad Red Dawn, but I think they treaded the lines of ambiguity appropriately, specifically by not naming parties. And yeah, that was how the Civil War took place. There was a Western alliance that rebelled against the federal government. So
Yeah.
that's how it happens.
Right.
And good to know. Good to know.
So while we're talking about hypocrisy, can I just point out how all the "I need my gun to protect myself against the tyranny of government" folks are now cosplaying as government Gestapo
Yeah.
when the tyranny came?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Stephen
I
Miller.
think they weren't being serious when they said that. What do you think of that?
I commented directly to Stephen Miller that if Charlton Heston were alive today, he would be giving Stephen Miller a wedgie. As you know, Charlton Heston was the head of the NRA.
Yes.
So like,
Yeah.
I mean, the things that are coming out of the MAGA folks' mouths are so the antithesis of everything they've said for the last 30 years or 25 years.
It's un-American. They just break with rule of law in every conceivable way and format. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Let's throw precedent out the window. Precedent is all we have in a rules-based system.
Try and
Sorry to
assign some agency to the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Go ahead, figure that one out. Like, what does that mean now?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless the good guy is disarmed and shot in the back, +9.
Or how do you define the bad guy at this point? Is the bad guy just someone you don't like? Is the good guy someone you agree with? I mean, there's such complexity now in terms of it used to be we want guns because we want to defend ourselves from bad guys. Now it's you can't have guns when your government is trying to kidnap and arrest you for being, I mean, First Amendment, Second Amendment, these are the amendments that we're just sort of shredding and throwing in the toilet right now.
Well, like Dave says, what do you do in a world where at the top of the rule and law pyramid is somebody who has no respect for the law and consistently breaks the law?
I think the safe answer is you vote them out in the midterms or you try to get rid of their power. But
the midterms are not happening, man.
It sure
I
feels
hope
that
I'm
way.
proven wrong.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
hope I'm
don't
proven
disagree
wrong,
with your
but yeah.
sentiment. It feels like we're heading to a world of no midterms. If this guy's going to start moving the Minneapolis model, which is what my hypothesis is and others, that this is like a test kitchen, Minneapolis, throws ice in, brings in, the big dogs, and then replicates in like all the blue cities.
Yeah.
I mean, even
it's a laboratory of autocracy.
But by the way,
That's what
that
it
is
is.
my answer to the question, when is it okay to start killing them? It's when they cancel the elections.
Right. And the on the flip side, we're in the middle of like what is supposed to be a big storm. I don't know how it is by you guys. It's just snowing by me.
It's storming. I haven't even stared shoveling yet because there's no
But like
point.
have like
it's coming
gusts
down.
of wind that are like damaging things. You just have snow at this point, yes?
We have snow. It's windy, but not like blizzard.
We haven't.
Gusty.
I don't know. We haven't hit critical mass of this storm, but that wasn't my.
I think they're getting it way worse down south because they're getting lots of ice.
But that wasn't the point of why I brought the storm up. The point was that Donald Trump has announced that he's declaring a state of emergency, and the list of states are all red states, not a blue state to be found. So, what leadership in our history of living has ever said, nope, Democrat-controlled states, fuck you, Republican-controlled
you're
states,
on your own.
here's FEMA money? Nobody.
That's
Never.
right.
That's never happened.
Yeah. The politicization of federal government is turning it into a government that does not serve all the people. It serves, their party. and that's by
It's so
design.
stupid because
Eh.
there are tons of Republicans that live in blue states. It's like, are those people going to vote against their own safety and health and harm from downed trees?
They're not going to vote. There will be
There'll
no
be no
vote.
voting, right? I guess it'd be fun to imagine in an AI funny what the world in our country will be like when the vote is canceled, because that will be a new paradigm for us. I hear you loud and clearly about that's the signal of the revolution, but it's like, well, what then? It's just Trump is the leader forever, forever Trump.
Not forever Trump, obviously, because despite my assertions that he's never going to die, he's obviously going to die. But the cabal around him could be forever. I mean, I don't know, forever. I don't know. There's got to be a point.
I think the cabal falls apart without
Yeah, me
Trump.
too. Me too. There's too many factions.
I might have agreed with you a year ago, but this man is so far gone now. I don't think he's calling really any shots at this point. He's just so he's just gotten weirder and more demented. And can we talk about the fact that nobody loves him enough to keep him out of the spotlight?
Right. You mean as he's like dying?
They don't care.
No one cares.
Yeah, I mean, he really is like being humiliated on a daily basis when he opens his mouth. He's just,
he has
so far gone.
People in like positions that are designed to gaslight anything stupid he says. Like last week when he said Iceland instead of Greenland, Caroline Levitt was on TV saying, no, he meant a country made of ice. Like, it's just like, what?
But that's not working. It doesn't work anymore.
It works enough. It's like filler until the next thing he says. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It does work enough. Jeremy's right. There's not sufficient pushback to make these bullshit responses unacceptable and unworthy of future reproduction. But that's all.
You remember that guy that spelled potato wrong? That like took him out of his political career. Dan Quayle.
He became vice president.
Not after the potato thing.
Yeah, isn't the potato thing vice president?
Yeah.
No,
his vice presidency.
It was during the campaign.
Oh,
I trust your memory over my memory.
We'll fact check that.
It's a fact check, boy. It's a fact check, boy.
Or how about, let's not forget Howard Dean, whose political career was dashed down the shores of history in a moment when he said,
yeah.
That ended his
career. So that doesn't fly with Trump. He doesn't do anything. But here's why, back to your point of the thing falling apart after Trump dies. There are a lot of factions here that hate each other. You have the sort of Steve Bannon versus Roger Stone. You've got the Tucker Carlson, versus, Ben Shapiro. You've got a lot of like these feuding MAGA adjacent groups. And I don't know that they have a leader.
Those aren't the people I'm worried about. They're not in government. The people I'm worried about are your Stephen Millers and your Russell Vaught's, who are in fucking, I want to say lockstep, but they're in goose step with each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they just unelected.
Very good, Dave.
Thank you.
They're the unelecteds, though. So, like, unless
they're the unelecteds until the elections go away.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right,
it goes away. Once they cancel the elections, he can die for all they care.
Yeah.
Because then they rewrite the government.
Well, it's up to us to keep that from happening.
By the way, I brought up Roger Stone before on purpose because Facebook's memory of the day for me was this treat.
Oh, look at that!
That looks like AI Jeremy.
Roger Stone.
What'd you say, Dave?
Dude, that looks like AI Jeremy.
No, it's real Jeremy.
I know, but it doesn't look like you. Like the mouth looks a little weird.
Yeah.
When was this taken?
I had gone. I'd done Evocateur, the Morton Downey Jr. movie, and CNN invited me on to talk about it. So this would have been like 2012 or 11. And who was in the green room but Roger Stone, who I had zero real knowledge of who he was. I didn't know about
Yeah,
his
but
Florida
you see a guy
stuff.
that looks like that in a suit like that, you got to take a picture.
We were
He's like,
we were
oh,
green room.
it's not every day you get to meet one of Batman's villains.
We were like green room buddies, you know. Like I was talking to that guy, I was like, "Oh, let's take a picture." And then years later, I was like, "Holy shit, what did I do?" Thank you, Facebook, for that memory. He
That's
ended up blocking me
hilarious.
from all of my Twitter comments about him, and
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Oh my God, you should post that picture.
I posted it like 1,000 times. I've posted it.
No, I mean now that he's blocked.
Oh yeah,
Roger Stone blocked me. Roger Stone blocked me because he doesn't want this picture out.
right. He doesn't want this picture out.
Dave, you said something earlier that stuck with me. Nobody loves him enough to keep him out of the spotlight regarding Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's so true. I've never thought of that before. I've never heard that expressed before. And it's scary because everyone thinks, oh, he's Donald Trump. He can take care of himself, which might be true up until the point where he's 80 plus years old and his mind starts to go even more.
Right.
That's really sad. I've never felt bad for Donald
please
Trump
don't.
until you said that.
Yeah, nor should
Yeah,
you.
what do you feel never?
But it's this, when I had that realization, that was like, okay, so this is the sort of like catharsis I needed, you know? Because at the very least, he's aware enough to know that nobody cares about him. And he's known that his whole life. His parents didn't love him. His brother didn't love him.
He wears it like a
His
badge
kids
of,
didn't love him until he
honor.
became
And
president.
somebody who doesn't feel loved can't really make others feel loved. You know, their
No.
wife, their children.
I believe it was RuPaul who said, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
It's true. True. True.
RuPaul.
Everybody dance now.
Mm, 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 mm.
You are watching Generation Exile.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?